That's right. May knock me down, but I'm up again, sipping on some Green Bay tears. Get your mug from our friends down at Teespring below. That's right. NFC Championship game at Lambeau, bringing it. Right. But this week, Wildcard Weekend, focus will be on Cousins and Daniil and Dalvin and Thielen and Diggs as the Vikings take on the Saints, and rightfully so. Stars really do need to step up. But here are 5 unsung Vikings who could be heroes. They can be heroes just one day. Jacob Dylan, not Ziggy Stardust, versus the Saints. So let's talk about them today. Also talk about you subscribing, come along for daily Vikings takes. We're fired up. It's a brand new season. It's 0-0. And yeah, I see the Vikings fans in the comment section. Oh, woe is us. I wish we weren't in the dance. Oh, we're going to lose spectacularly. That's why I say that. Also, the real Jeromes know that like is already in, helps new people find the show, etc. So, unsung hero number 1, IFEADI, Jerome ODENIGBO. Although, is he really unsung anymore? Yeah, he's kind of an emerging superstar. 2 strip sacks in the final 3 weeks of the season, including a scoop and score versus the Chargers. Also, what should have been a scoop and score against the Bears. How do you overturn that? I mean, he was down. I know, but I don't care. But also, dude has just been bringing it all year as rotational pass rusher, both from the edge and interior. 23 tackles and 7 sacks on the season. 7 sacks is tied for, no, not tied. It's for third. Good enough for third on the team behind Daniil and Everson. And he's been a stud. I mean, his story has been well documented, how Vikings practice squad, switch him around positions, went to Cleveland, went to Arizona, could have gone to the Eagles, stayed with the Vikings, and now he's here and has a chance to shine in the limelight. And also, yeah, depending on what happens with Everson and Steve Weatherly this offseason, it wouldn't be insane that IFEADI ODENIGBO is the Vikings week 1 starting defensive end opposite Daniil Hunter next year. And I would not be mad about that at all. Next up, unsung hero number 2. So the aforementioned Steve Weatherly, yeah, he's in here because like IFEADI, rotation in both edge as well as defensive interior this year, because the Vikings have sorely missed Sheldon Richardson as they didn't really address defensive interior penetration in the draft or for agency for that matter. But Weatherly's been filling up that vacuum and doing pretty well. He is used a lot more on running downs than IFEADI is. Does a lot more of the dirty work, but he is also super capable of penetrating, creating a big play for the Vikings, and I think he could certainly do that against the Saints and their vaunted offensive line. But looking forward, he is a free agent. I like him, but I think he will get paid starter money to be somewhere else. It's a possibility, although the Andre Patterson machine just rolls along. Unsung hero number 3, make a difference against the Saints, Anthony friggin' Harris. Right, like even though he's a starter, I still think he's a sleeper in the national spotlight. Snubbed by the Pro Bowl, even though whatever that's worth. Should be first team All-Pro. PFF's number 1 graded safety this season after being numero tres last year, which is pretty good. And also is tied for the league lead in interceptions this year with 6. So he's pretty damn solid. And we predicted that this game is probably going to be a shootout down in NOLA. And in a shootout, one game-changing defensive play can make all the difference in the world. And now Breeze has gotten a lot more conservative in the last 3 years in his golden years, but I mean, homeboy has 237 career picks for a reason. I mean, dude, at his heart, is a gunslinger, and he will serve it up to you. So a well-timed Anthony Harris interception could make the difference between winning and losing down in the Big Easy here. Unsung hero number 4, who could and should step up against the Saints, Irv Smith Jr., the reigning, defending, undisputed second-round pick tight end, who, when Thielen was out, sort of got the time of day, but hasn't really busted out like we thought he should, although the learning curve from being a college tight end to NFL tight end is relatively steep. I mean, the NOLA native returns home for his first playoff game. Of course, the Vikings were here in preseason. That was a big to-do. And the Vikings will have to put up some points. And, Thielen and Diggs will hopefully do their thing, as well as Dalvin Cook. But we finally need a third option, a tertiary option in between the 20s in the middle of the field to rack up some yak. I think Irv Smith could finally be stepping up into that role. It could be a nice boom game here for Irv Smith Jr. as he returns home. Lastly, unsung hero number 5 for the Vikings, who could be stepping up really big for the Saints, C.J. Ham. Ham, Yeah. Now the Vikings going to be back to running the ball. I think Dalvin will control the tempo of this game. CJ Ham, another Pro Bowl snub on the squad. There's many of them. Has been a big reason why Dalvin Cook had the monster year that he did. And he's been great in the run blocking game. He's been great leaking out of the backfield as well. So maybe a timely pass out of the backfield from Cousins under duress. Move the chains a little bit. Keep the Vikings offense on the field. Keep the Saints offense off of it. As well. I think that could all add up to being a big game for the pride of Duluth and Augustana University. Although, hopefully CJ doesn't get flagged for 12 men in the huddle in a high leverage spot like the Vikings fullback did last time we're in New Orleans for a playoff game. All right, that is all. All right, so that's it. Those are our 5 unsung Vikings who could make a big difference against the Saints. Who are yours? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.